noise, smoke.
The most tremendous cannonade I've ever heard. Swept round us in a wide curve of red leaping flame, quite unending in either direction.
It's a whole new type of warfare, boys. Gotta be careful.
They're calling them stormtroopers. Jerry's best. Got orders to leave their trenches and charge right into us.
Come on, concentrate on your bayonet. Imagine it piercing the hearts of the Hun. Every last one of them.
The German attack is imminent. Here are your orders. The blue...
And obviously, the key states that we really need, that Hillary Clinton really needs to maintain, let's just put this on the board, we need to make Hillary Clinton needs to keep Pennsylvania, and she needs to keep New Hampshire, she needs to keep Michigan, and she needs to keep Virginia.
Oh shit.
Those four are the ones for all the Hillary Clinton supporters out there wondering, oh my God, we're going to lose Ohio, oh my God, we're going to lose Florida. Those four are the path. That's the firewall. Pennsylvania, Virginia, New Hampshire, and Michigan. But if there is a crack in any of those four states, this is going to be a night where the Jacob Javits Center is the wrong place for Hillary Clinton to be.
Those four states are states that President Obama carried twice.
That's right. And look, of all those four states, Virginia is the biggest surprise for, really mostly for Democrats. I will say that Republicans outside of the Trump campaign told the Trump campaign long ago, forget it, Virginia's gone, even before Tim Kaine became...
Take a look at this, Diana. You see these four states right there, and you see the states that Jake just circled, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire. Let's start with Virginia. Donald Trump is ahead there by 20,000 plus votes. In Virginia and Pennsylvania, Hillary Clinton is ahead, 221,506 votes. In Pennsylvania, Hillary Clinton just changed to 227,000 votes. Look at how close it is in New Hampshire. Only 404 vote. That's a Donald Trump lead over Hillary Clinton with a quarter of the vote in New Hampshire. And take a look at Michigan right now. You see Donald Trump has a lead of 44,000 plus votes in Michigan right now. 19% of the vote is in. You heard, all of us heard from Donald Trump's advisors over these past several weeks. They had a path, and at least right now, it looks like they do have a credible path.
They do absolutely have a credible path, and look, if this night ends up being the way that Donald Trump and his advisors think and hope that it will be, boy, I mean, it's going to put the polling industry out of business. It's going to be the voter projection industry out of business, because I don't know of one poll that suggested that Donald Trump was going to have this kind of night that he seems to be on track to having. And in fact, you know, we all look at these websites. I don't need to name them, but that prognosticate the odds. Hillary Clinton has this percentage odds that she's going to win, and most of them had Hillary Clinton, the odds of her being
Ja, ze beginnen er wel heel snel over het failliet van de pijlers.
en van de voorspellers, want niemand had, waar dit ook op uitdraait, morgen vroeg niemand had in elk geval voorspeld dat het zo spannend zou worden en dat in die hele belangrijke en bijna klassieke blauwe democratische staten zoals Virginia, dat het zo lastig zou worden. Scott.
Again, it's not that clear that it's that tight a race. Virginia, for example, who was losing all night, but that went from 80,000 to 60,000 to 40,000 to 20,000 as Northern Virginia came in. So had we had the Northern Virginia results first, and it would have looked much differently. So let's see. I think Hillary will keep Virginia.
Confident.
I think she will keep Virginia. I think she'll probably keep Pennsylvania. Michigan could cost her the election. I'm not happy with Michigan.
She will have to keep all four of them.
Yeah, Michigan and New Hampshire. New Hampshire's close too, but we don't know where that vote's from.
Connecticut gaat naar Clinton. Louisiana gaat naar Donald Trump. Dat betekent dat we 136 kiesmannen hebben voor Trump, 104 voor Clinton, 270 hebben ze er nodig om president te worden.
Projected going to Donald Trump, the blue states we projected going to Hillary Clinton. Let's go over to John King to watch what's going on. John, you're studying this at the Magic Wall so closely right now.
I'm just going through and you're trying to look, let's just start down here in Florida. I was just emailing back and forth. Florida, daar hangt zoveel van af. Laten we daar nog eens heel even naar kijken. Is not a fan of Donald Trump, trust me, who thinks that Donald Trump has enough to hold on here. That doesn't mean he will, but we're up to 95% here now. And so every time we do this, we go back to the bank of what's left out there. And there's still some votes left in these Democratic areas, but 94%. First, let's just go back and do the statewide map. You see right there, 49.
I was going to say, I want to get back to Florida in a moment, but let me take a quick break. We're counting down to another round of poll closings right now at the top of the hour. We're going to get results from 3 more battleground states that will help decide this presidential election. We're talking about Nevada, Utah, and Iowa. In Miami Beach, people are watching CNN. They're following the close race unfolding in Florida, very close. That crucial battleground state still too early to call. More votes coming in right after this quick break.
Nog even een break dus bij CNN, hier aan deze tafel. Integendeel wel wat gezucht en gesteun. En dat heeft er natuurlijk ook wel mee te maken dat het intussen, even kijken, 20 voor 4 geworden is.
Okay, 4 o'clock, over 20 minutes, I'm gonna look on YouTube, okay? For an hour, then I come back on Battlefield.
De staten die al toegewezen zijn. Is er daar iets gebeurd wat we niet hadden kunnen verwachten?
I'm gonna stay in the party.
Up till now, everything went right.
Surprises for me. I thought she'd win Florida.
Yeah, sure.
She'd win
Florida, and I thought she'd win Florida. And
Yeah, that's from my phone, Luke.
Lose Florida. She's gonna win Virginia, but if she loses Michigan, she might even lose Wisconsin. This could be the wrong way, but if she can hold Pennsylvania and New Hampshire, and New Hampshire's tight too, but she can hold Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Michigan. Look, she's 20,000 behind Virginia, but it looks like the gap's going like this, so as the results come in, I don't think she can reach them in Florida. Again, if in 6 hours from now, she's won. It was close, but she won. But it was because we didn't get the urban areas till late, and no one will care. Except
Part of this suspense has to do with when votes are counted, and it has nothing to do really but with the actual gap at the end of the race.
perhaps. But on the other hand, I can bring extra blood pressure medicine, and I'm not home for another week, so I'll go right from here to London and get another prescription because this is closer than I thought.
This spells you find drugstore open.
Nah, there's a pharmacy on the door. No, but it's just, it is, if you expected her to have 300 electoral votes, you expect her to win by 3% nationally. If she wins by 2 electoral votes, or if she loses New Hampshire and loses, if she loses, it's catastrophic. It's catastrophic. Again, not for the whole world, but to see Obamacare gone, gay marriage gone, abortion under attack, that would be significant.
Waarom Trump? Trump wil peace, geen oorlog. Daarom. En ook Trump is beter en te combineren wat hij doet en wat hij nu doet. Clinton is niet echt zo in ervan. Daarom. Nou is van de livestream. Someone ask why I'm Trump.
Van de stemmen te gaan. Dat is wat minder dan het daarnet was. Ze loopt een klein beetje in, maar het is een diepe kloof. Een voorsprong van 353.000 in Ohio. En toch al 61% van de stemmen geteld. Dat lijkt me een zeer afgetekende diepe kloof. Virginia, nog steeds. Trump aan de leiding, maar nog maar 10.000 stemmen. We komen inderdaad van 80 over 60 over 40 over 20.000 naar 10.000 stemmen. Georgia, 365.000 stemmen verschil. Voordeel van Trump 58 tegen 49%. 45% van de stemmen geteld. Afgetekende voorsprong daar. North Carolina, 85.000 stemmen verschil. Voordeel van Donald Trump, 78% geteld. Dat lijkt me een afgetekende voorsprong. Michigan, maar 20% geteld. Maar wel een duidelijke voorsprong. New Hampshire. Dat zou ik nu too close to call noemen, maar het is nog erg vroeg natuurlijk. En dan Wisconsin, ook daar Donald Trump aan de leiding met 43.000 stemmen meer. 20% van de stemmen.
Ja, vind. Niet anders als de wat met dat, nee. Ik vermijd gewoon, allee, je moet toch geen oorlog hebben? Maar wil je hier eerlijk zijn? Wil je hier oorlog hebben of wil je hier fucking peace zijn? Als je voor oorlog kiest, vindt dan wel mag dat je te weg zit.
En een duidelijke voorsprong voor Clinton in Pennsylvania. Met daar een kwart van de stemmen.
Ik kies liever voor peace of oorlog.
De map die kenden we al, geloof ik van daarnet, 136, 104 is ongewijzigd, want er zijn geen nieuwe staten toegewezen aan een van de kandidaten. Dus Trump blijft aan de leiding liggen en vooral nog veel belangrijker, hij ligt in bijna alle strijdstaten aan de leiding en hij ligt daar zelfs bij momenten afgetekend aan de leiding. Dus er gebeuren dingen die mensen zeker buiten de Verenigde Staten niet hadden verwacht.
All she needed to do is win one more state if, and it's a big if at this hour, she held all the blues. So let's just go through this where we are right now. Okay? Donald Trump, we had at 204. Well, Donald Trump is leading right now in Florida. Let's see if he can hold on to Florida. That's 29. Donald Trump is leading right now in North Carolina. Let's see if he can hold that. Look where that gets Donald Trump. Let's assume we're not out west yet. This may come down. We could come down to Arizona and Nevada in this race, but let's just say Donald Trump wins Arizona, where he was leading in the late polls. That gets him to 259, Wolf. He's leading in Virginia right now. That would do it. Let's assume Clinton comes back in Virginia and holds that, just for the sake of argument. Michigan would do it. Or, if somehow Michigan stayed blue, Wisconsin would get him to 269. New Hampshire could do it under that scenario. So there are now several different paths as we watch this play out. What does it come down to? It comes down to counting to the final vote there. We got a ways to go here still, and it could come down, let's switch maps and see, it could come down to a state that most Democrats and even many Republicans thought months ago was a sure bet. And if you look at this right now, we're up to 80% of the vote. She has closed the gap. In just the last few minutes, she has closed the gap to about 10,000 votes. You see it right there. So you're looking number one, if you think about it. What did I say? Michigan, Virginia, and then we'll look at Minnesota, Wisconsin, which are less likely, but they're still in play. So the question is, can Hillary Clinton come back? The answer is yes, but the clock is ticking. 95% in Loudoun County, 80% in Fairfax County. This is a big vote center. So
that's 13.5% of the population of the state.
You remember the Senate race a few years ago. Everybody was stunned that Ed Gillespie, the Republican, was so close to Senator Mark Warner. And Ed Gillespie was leading at times in the night, and then these votes came in. Snap, it changed. That's not saying that is what's going to happen tonight, but we have to wait to see what happens in the northern Virginia suburbs. Hillary Clinton now, that's, well, back up now to, what do we have there?
13,000.
Yeah, a little over 12,000 in there. So the clock is starting to run at 80%. So Virginia's one place we'll watch. Trump wins that. Again, he's got to hold these ones, and let's just check on these as we go. Up to 79%.
He's got 100,000 votes lead.
You're up to 80% now. You're talking about a pretty good lead, but what's out? So let's look, 94% there. We're still waiting for a decent amount of votes here, but it's only 3% of the state population. I want to go over to Charlotte. This could come down to how many votes are still left out here. Only at 43% here, so North Carolina's not over. But if you're Donald Trump, and you're now at just shy of 80%, and you're looking at a 2.5, 3-point lead there, you're getting increasingly confident about that. And as I said, when you check in with people down here, increasingly even Democrats believe, because of his strength in these rural areas up in the Panhandle and elsewhere, and because of his running very competitive in areas like this, and especially here, Barack Obama won, President Obama, Senator and President Obama won this when he was running in his election campaigns, that is there enough down here? 95% now in Palm Beach County, so there's more votes to be gained for Secretary Clinton. Is the math enough? Let's move down here to Broward County, 75%. Again, she's likely to pick up some votes, but is it enough? Miami-Dade is almost done at 94%. So there are still some votes in these southeastern counties. Hate to say this, to say the words Florida and lawyers in the same sentence, but we're going to wait for these votes to come in, and we're going to see. There's a chance that some of these states are going to carry over into the morning. If you get into, are there still other absentee ballot issues out there? But Florida, if you're Trump and you're looking at this one is key right now. Can you hold this lead? We're going to watch that and see as we get up there, and then we'll move out here. The count's a little slower as you move toward the west. We're only up to 21% in Michigan, but again, you're starting to build a healthy lead. Some people look at that and say, wow, the other way to look at it is that what we have so far.
What about the Democratic areas like Detroit?
Right. Most of what we have so far is from the rural areas, so it's not surprising in the sense that once you look at where the votes are from, that doesn't surprise you. The question is what's happening in places like this. And again, this is going to come down to margins. If Donald Trump is running more competitive in these areas, so 51 to 44, 54 to 46. So you have a Donald Trump running closer in these outside, essentially the counties just outside of Detroit. Let's go down to Wayne County. One of the biggest concerns for the Democrats in this election cycle has been African-American turnout. Wayne County, Detroit, we're only at 11%. So if Wayne County ends the night 48-45, Donald Trump is going to win Michigan. We're only at 11%, so we'll see how this one plays out as we go.
John, I want to go to Virginia right now. There's been a dramatic development in Virginia.
Blue, there you go.
There it is. You can see Hillary Clinton has now taken a slightly, less than 2,000 votes, 47.5% to 47.4%. You see her lead has just grown. This is Prince William County.
It's grown because the vote count has gone from 16 to 26%.
Op het einde wordt het dan toch nog blauw, Virginia. Dat hadden wij al heel lang voorspeld eigenlijk. Moeten we daar nu zo lang over doen? Mr. Gutman, it's not over till it's over, of course.
It's not over, and there's not as much Democrat vote left as you think.
No, so it could still go the other way around.
It could, but if she wins Virginia, I'll just look and say, I told you so.
Yeah, sure.
Psychologisch toch wel belangrijk hoor.
Dit wordt inderdaad psychologisch heel belangrijk. Hè? Dat ze Virginia staat die ze absoluut, waar niemand rekening mee hield dat ze die zou kunnen verliezen, dat ze die ook niet verliest.
So if you're the Clinton campaign, you just let out a huge sigh of relief in one one state. One state. There's still has
not over with Virginia.
It's not over. It's not over yet. But if you
grote zucht van opluchting voor de Democraten in één
I
staat.
think this one just started to move your way.
Misschien.
And here's one of the places we're going to keep looking.
Het is nog een beetje vroeg. Maar het zou wel eens kunnen inderdaad dat ze daar opgelucht ademhalen. Je ziet inderdaad ook die voorsprong een beetje groeien. 82%.
She's coming back, Clinton. Clinton is coming back.
Maar je ziet natuurlijk nu wel dat de stemmen uit het noorden van Virginia binnenkomen. Uit de echte democratische regio's. En dat ze wellicht daar een voorsprong kan opbouwen. En dat ze die staat toch nog kan binnenhalen.
That is something new on this map. This sea of red makes it feel a little bit better as we count the rest of the votes. So you're looking.
Let's go to New Hampshire right now.
Let's go to New Hampshire right now. You got it. 34% of the vote right now. This is what happens in New Hampshire. It fills in kind of looks almost like a checkerboard when it fills in as it goes. So let's look at the areas. Manchester City, Hillary Clinton ahead. 6 points there. Just want to go back and check this. It was 11 points. 11 points 4 years ago. This is your biggest chunk of population in the state. One of the biggest chunks right here, 8% plus. Remember, Donald Trump had a very big rally here the other night. It was supposed to be the close of his campaign. Then he decided to go on to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and at an event. These late campaign stops by Trump, the big criticism has been, does he have the organization? Does he have the nuts and bolts? Does he have the data operation? Does he have the infrastructure? Donald Trump is his own turnout machine to a large degree. The Republican National Committee is mad at me for just saying that. I'm not saying they don't have one, but he is the biggest engine of it. Let's see if he can keep, again, even if he doesn't win Manchester, keep it close, then you run it up with the other areas. But I want to say about New Hampshire because we're nowhere near done here. Hudson, along the this is the Massachusetts border has become much more populated in recent years. People living right along the Massachusetts border. Hudson, Nashua.
Okay, I come on YouTube, okay?
Back in time and check. These are areas where President Obama